Let me tell you about the greatest trade that was ever made, where an investor took $53,000 and turned it into over $45 million. This was during a time that retail traders went toe-to-toe with Wall Street and they won. It was where a short squeeze changed the financial markets forever, and this one stock became a household name. I'm talking about GameStop.
Yeah, the market has kind of forced my hand on this one. The first stock that I'm going to talk about is GameStop.
You might remember the chaos in the stock market over the course of several days this past January when amateur traders following a Reddit subgroup called WallStreetBets created chaos for the stock market using a mobile trading app to buy up shares in GameStop, the video game retail chain that was valued at less than $20 a share in early January and then skyrocketed to nearly $500 a share.
So let's go all the way back to the beginning. It's mid-2019, and Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, makes the first ever GameStop post on the Wall Street Bets forum on Reddit. Immediately, he starts highlighting his $53,000 investment, and you need to understand, it wasn't all love at first. He definitely got a lot of hate, which is understandable. I mean, GameStop was the most heavily shorted stock on the stock market. And for those that don't know what that means, essentially, we had hedge funds and millions of dollars, Wall Street investors betting that this stock was going to collapse, betting that it was going to go bankrupt and eventually turn into nothing. But as time went by, he did back up his reasoning and his haters started becoming his supporters. And it seemed like day by day, his numbers started growing and soon an army started forming. So as the months passed, Roaring Kitty's exposure grew and his following became stronger and stronger. More and more people started highlighting GameStop as the next big investment, and this huge domino effect that the stock market never seen before happened because of one reason and one reason only: social media. Now, I know it doesn't seem like it, but social media is still extremely new. From generation to generation, this type of technology is revolutionary. Facebook was only founded in 2005, Instagram 2010, and TikTok is as little as 5 years old. So during this madness, people were able to talk with different investors from around the world, gain ideas, and if there was a very popular idea, it could spread like wildfire. So where was Roaring Kitty during all of this? He was on Wall Street Bets.
Redditors did out in the open what the bigs do behind closed doors: move a stock. If it's good for fund managers at idea dinners, why not for day traders on Wall Street Bets?
And Cameron also gets inspiration from a community on Reddit called Wall Street Bets, followed by more than 3 million readers who spend 24/7 talking stocks. Members of the Wall Street Bets community had also exposed a serious vulnerability they were going to exploit. In posts like this one, titled Bankrupting Institutional Investors for Dummies, featuring GameStop, it was revealed that a number of influential Wall Street hedge funds were betting heavily that GameStop would crash, known as shorting the stock.
Have you ever seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street, where they show the Stratman Oakmont trading floor and it's just absolute chaos? There's a celebration daily as money is flying through the air, a naked marching band is walking down the aisles, and the room is flowing on nothing but testosterone and greed. Well, welcome to the digital Stratman Oakmont, where traders don't call themselves Stratonites, they call themselves apes. Wall Street Bets is a place where you can share ideas, upvote the best memes, and truly feel part of an amazing community. At any moment, traders are ready to tackle on a corrupt Wall Street system. It is the corner spot of the internet that gave the everyday retail trader a home, a new generation of traders that play by their own rules. Now, it may not be the most professional at times, but who cares? Everyone has each other's backs, and we're all here for one reason and one reason only: to make money.
If you invest in a stock that's $40 and you lose 100% of that investment, you're out $40. If you short a stock that's $40 and you're wrong and the stock goes to 400 or 4,000 or 4 million because of a squeeze, then you are literally obligated to go out into the market and repay whatever the market price has determined. And so that's why stocks like GameStop and AMC present such a huge threat for them. It's a 100% legit thing that's happening. The hedge funds shorted more than 100% of GameStop shares. They have not repurchased shares.
A short position has infinite risk. The risk for me is if I lose my $1,000, who gives a shit? I'm right back where I was doing what I was doing. But my reward is $100,000 a share and I get to retire and never do anything for anyone ever again. Cool. I can wait. I've got all the time in the world. The apes, as they call themselves on Reddit, they don't behave in a rational market. When the price goes up, you sell. When the price goes down, you panic and you sell. All they do is they buy and hold. There's no panic selling.
Object to the test! So the day is January 13th, and it happens. GameStop pops. It ends up running over 93% on the day, and investor website starts panicking frantically, looking for answers on what's going on. We're seeing Yahoo Finance and MarketWatch and Seeking Alpha, Investor Hub. Everyone's saying that it's from board of directors or good positive revenue growth over the holidays. Little do they know that there is an army pushing this play up on Wall Street Bets. For all of our non-investors, let's talk about how short squeezes work. Let me break it down in an easy way that everyone can follow. Let's imagine that there's a group of investors and they all purchase shares of a company. That company is now worth more, so we see the value of the shares climb. If the same group of investors sell the stock price now drops. Well, shorting is the exact opposite. Instead of betting that a stock will rise, investors can actually bet against the company and they profit as it falls. So if that same group of investors short a stock, it falls slightly to begin with. And that time when they want to get out, we actually see the stock pop back up. Now imagine what would happen if everyone covered their short at the same time, on the same stock, with millions of shares that need to be covered. The stock would rise rapidly, higher and higher, making shorters more scared and rushing to their brokers to cover their shorts. Essentially, you could have a spike with no real investors actually even investing into the play, but just shorters getting out of their position. As the stock rises, it brings more confidence in the buyers while bringing more fear into the shorters. It almost turns into an infinite loop of spiking. I do want everyone to know that none of this information is secret information. Anyone can head on over to marketwatch.com/short interest and see the top 50 most shorted stocks in the stock market. So if you guys want to do a little bit more research and potentially find the next big short squeeze, I'll post a link on that in the description below. Make sure you guys go check that out. Over the next 2 days, GameStop continues to climb and Wall Street Bets turns into an absolute feeding frenzy. Memes are everywhere. CNBC can't stop talking about it. Social media is blowing up. But at the bottom of this all are two hedge funds that are getting squeezed every single day. Citron Research and Melvin Capital are in the worst position possible. They're shorting hundreds of millions of dollars on the stock that everyone in the world is pumping on up. So as a hedge fund manager, you have a very difficult decision to make. Either number one, you get out now, you cut your losses. You say, this is not a good play, I'm gonna move on from it. Or number two, which they decided to do, is wait for the hype to die and hopefully GameStop comes back down to unrealistic prices. Unfortunately, what happened next was something that no one could predict. It's January 26th. The closing bell rings and GameStop finishes right around $150 per share. Moments later, something big happens. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, tweets out one word: GameStop. In a night, GameStop doubles in value and the fire that was slowing down just for a moment reignites into the biggest burn that we have seen. No other spike in history has rattled Wall Street the way that GameStop is right now. Now at this point, GameStop wasn't a lone wolf anymore. It was the leader of the meme army. AMC, BlackBerry, Bed Bath & Beyond, it was a revolution. Anything that was heavily shorted in the stock market, traders rushed into and squeezed out shorts. It was a time that retail traders truly took over Wall Street. I remember waking up on January 28th and being so involved in the hype, being so consumed by it. Wall Street Bet logos everywhere, memes everywhere we looked. Traders were posting P&Ls turning $2,000 and over $100,000. It was a time that traders truly celebrated what they've accomplished, but then something very odd happened. Out of nowhere, RobinHood, the #1 brokerage for retail traders at the time, all of a sudden had system outages where you could sell your GameStop shares, but no one was allowed to buy them anymore. Essentially at this point, traders felt trapped, and if all we could do is sell and no one could buy, there's really only one direction GameStop can go, and that's down. It almost seemed like we were stuck on a roller coaster where we had no seatbelt, no harness, and we were blindfolded. Within the matter of 2 hours, GameStop fell from $500 and crashed down to $110. We saw a $390 drop where traders' accounts were wiped out and RobinHood was to blame. Now, was Robinhood involved in some sort of scandal where maybe hedge funds were losing so much that they had to pay off a broker to stop buying? Well, that's up for interpretation, but I will say that they did have to pay $70 million to GameStop, so that may be saying something right there alone. As the months have gone by, meme stocks have definitely still put up their fair share of fights, but unfortunately, they have started to fade on off. As for Roaring Kitty, he was able to make over $45 million on his initial $53,000 investment. You guys can check out his YouTube video by typing in Roaring Kitty on the search bar, but he hasn't posted a video in over a year now. January 2021 goes down in history as the month that changed Wall Street. It was the true underdog story of the financial market. And to me, it was a time that I'll never forget. I was in on GameStop at the price of $150 while Elon Musk came out with the GameStop tweet, and I remember making $40,000 on that night alone. It was one of my best trades at the time, and it's something that I truly will never forget. Wall Street Bets is still a thriving community on Reddit, and it's actually one of the largest trading communities on the internet today. As for GameStop, it has faded throughout the years, but is still one of the most talked about stocks on social media today. Traders are watching as hedge funds continue to load back up on their shorts, and we are seeing that this is starting to become one of the most shorted stocks on Wall Street once again. Wall Street Bets retail traders are sitting back and waiting for their chance for history to repeat itself.
We like the stock. We like the stock.
If you guys enjoyed this video, please smash that thumbs up and help me reach my goal of getting to 200,000 subscribers by the end of this year. It would mean the world to me if you guys like this video. Comment below and share it with a friend. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has an absolutely wonderful day.